Shadow of the Erdtree is now literally the Dark Souls of Elden Ring. You can call it poetry. No, wait a second. You can call it Cuphead in 3D. Because remember when that game's journalist couldn't figure out how to jump over a 2D block in Cuphead? Yeah, we have similar here today. Now hit the like button right now because it wouldn't be a Souls game if it didn't bring out the worst in people's egos. Now some of the stuff I've been seeing has been nothing short of pathetic mixed with a healthy dose of comedy. Because why do I feel like people came to this DLC with the expectation that they were going to steamroll everything? Because I don't understand why everybody's trying to complete the game as fast as possible rather than learning. You know, if people are this mad, then I think From Software did their job. Now the focus of today's video is a man by the name of Asmongold. Yes, Asmongold, the guy's content which I actually do like. He finally realized that brute forcing with the build of spamming jump attacks with 2 halberds would make the last remaining 2 stringy hairs of his fall faster than him ever beating this DLC. So he actually adapted, which made me slow clap IRL. It was like watching a caveman finally discover that you can cook food with fire and you didn't need to just continually stick your hand right there in the flames, i.e. that you can play Elden Ring without spamming on autopilot. The amount of people I've seen just panic rolling, jump attacking, not diversifying their builds for new enemy types just blew my mind. These are the same people who say that the game is too hard. See, I don't think the game is too hard. I think you're just one-dimensional and you don't understand the simplest portions of the game. And what's actually quite stunning is that a lot of these people have put countless hours into other Souls games, but they seem to never learn that insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Just trying the same thing over and over again until they reach a point where they can't brute force a boss. And then they either quit or go somewhere else so they can become over leveled and then once again brute force that same boss in the exact same way, instead of actually learning how to time their dodge properly or try a different strategy. What's crazy is most people are just ignoring the new level up system in the DLC. You need to explore and find the scattered true fragments. It basically just boosts your character for the DLC area. It adds to your damage and defense. Otherwise, you're basically playing the DLC with a constant debuff. The soul level doesn't matter in the DLC unless you level up your blessing. You know, if a skinny twink like XQC, who literally has 0 life experiences whatsoever, who probably wipes his ass with his own hand, finished the entirety of the DLC while fat rolling with a colossal hammer strength build, then you have no excuse. It's just a skill issue at this point, and I don't even like saying that as much now, but this stuff, this whining, this complaining is starting to really piss me off. You know, I actually started helping people play the game, and I noticed how 90% of other players who summoned me are either full mages that die in 1 hit, or they're just dual-wielding heavy weapons and only using jump too. And then when there's an enemy that can just poise through their attack, they simply die. It's quite funny. But this is the typical From Software experience. You say, "F this game, this is bullshit, I quit," and then you come back a few days later and you're like, "Oh, this is the best game ever." This is the same song and dance with every other Souls game. The first day or so is spent with people crying about how the game is too hard. Then within 48 hours, people have a build that can allow you to coast through without any problems. It's hilarious. I mean, you just gotta love it. A lot of the people are not adapting, they're not summoning, they're not trying a different build, no different game plan, no exploration to get better gear, you know, the way the developers intended you to play. It's just, oh, I'm over leveled and now I'm mad because I just can't steamroll through the DLC. People got way too spoiled during the main game because the game got way easier and it was way easier to level and then get items. Now people think they can just go into the DLC the same way they left off. And the new leveling system actually feels rewarding. You can spend 2 hours just wandering around for new items and discovering new things. It's a very well done DLC. And on that bombshell, the only shame in a From Software game is giving up. Don't you dare go hollow and keep playing Manix out.